It kind of came and went. These are our two, ones that we're kind of butthurt about. Didn't make it.
You know how butt my hurt it? Wait, you know how hot my bird... Wait. You know how butt my hurt... Do you know how hot my bird...
What is this? This is an entire gag reel for this.
Do you know how butt my hurt?
We've got to get through this.
He's looking at you, kid. You're gonna need a bigger boat.
Right, Mr. DeMille, I'm ready for my close-up.
I'll have what she's having.
Boss will be with you, always.
I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
This is Gone with the Wind. Or is it? It actually still is Gone with the Wind, but this time it's a little different. This is Gone with the Wind, but it's not about movies. What? Cue the music. Hey everybody, this is Manning Franks of Gone with the Wind. I am the host of the podcast where we talk, let's try that again. This is the second week in a row. This is the show about award shows where we talk about, you guessed it, award shows. And I am your host, Manning Franks, as I said prior, but today's going to be a little different because we are not going to be specifically talking just about movies. In fact, we're doing something completely different. Talking about award shows, yes, but there's an award show coming up that is before the Golden Globes, as before the Oscars, that's before, the Critics' Choice Awards even. There's an award show that celebrates music, and while I'm someone I know who is not incredibly musically, well, I don't want to say savvy, because I do know about music. I don't want to throw myself under the bus, but I'm not someone who knows about it as much as my guest here today. My guest here today lives and breathes music, and she is my better half right over here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have my girlfriend, Kimberly Ann Nauman.
It's good to be here with you, babe.
Okay. What you guys will know is that we had to cut part of it off at the beginning because we were like, inside jokes, let's cut it.
Too much. Had to cut a lot of it.
Maybe not, hoping not too much.
Well, not too much. Yeah.
Not too much. But right now we're gonna go over the Grammys. And I don't think I even mentioned we're doing the Grammys. Did I mention that? Did I say that? I can't even remember.
Are we gonna have to start over now?
No, we're just going naturally.
You're gonna sift through all of this? Okay, then. Well, I am, as you know, Manning's girlfriend, resident girlfriend, and also music connoisseur, as told by you, of course. But I consider myself somewhat of an expert.
You are?
Yeah. Being raised in a household where my dad, that's who he was, is he lived and breathed everything music, so that's what we did.
And now we're going to talk a bit more about Grammys, because I know there's no one else that I know personally that knows as much about the music.
We're struggling here, folks.
You could ask her many times and she knows that words don't come easily out of my mouth. I struggle with that.
They get tangled up somewhere in the transition from brain to mouth. They get lost in transit.
Honestly, yeah.
Like your latest USPS order. They get lost in transit.
Facts. Straight facts. But anyway, thank you guys for joining us for this Grammy special episode. Today we're going to be specifically talking about the Grammys, as I mentioned before. The 2021 Grammys, celebrating the music from all the way from now, from 2020. Specifically, the eligibility period is September 1st to 2019 to September 30th, 2020. So right now we're going to get the nominations on November 24th with special guests. Ooh. Harvey Mason Jr. The announcement will happen during an hour-long live stream beginning at approximately 9 a.m. So guys, get ready for that. But before that, they're going to announce a couple of big nominations during that hour process. And I'm thought, you know what, there's no better person to talk to than my girlfriend right now as we talk through this nomination thing, because you know what, I love award shows, she loves music. Together we can both love the Grammys.
Yeah. We got the award-winning duo over here.
We got the dynamic duo.
Perfect.
We are Batman and Robin.
Solid. I mean, I call Batman. I'm just gonna say that right now.
But can you do the voice?
No, I'm not even gonna attempt that.
Robin, get in the Batmobile.
moving on.
I'm gonna enjoy going back and listening to this and just laughing
This is a very candid
It
conversation.
is. It makes it the best possible ever. Anyway, moving right along. So for this right now, the Grammy Awards have been going on for years. This is the 63rd Grammy Award that we are currently having right now. And we kind of been looking at, if there's anyone that I know in my life that knows about music, it's Kimmie. And trust me, as someone who listens to it regularly, there's a couple of people you already have in mind, I know, that are high up there on your list of not only quality that you enjoy, but you see had gotten the acclaim outside of just,
like radio play.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Outside of just radio play.
Yeah.
So we're going to dive into that real fast. But first I want to start off by saying, Kimmie, what has been some of your favorite songs, albums, whatnot, anyway, anything related to music this year? Just tell me what you've been listening to and what you've been consuming as someone who has loved music. And are you going to be watching the Grammys?
I mean, it's going to be different for sure. I don't know if we've really heard anything about, like what it's going to be as far as like are they going to have people in the audience?
That's my knowledge, yeah, no.
So it's going to be different. I don't know if there's going to be performances or that kind of thing. Because that's kind of why, other than the award, I suspect that's kind of why people watch, So it'll be different for sure in that regard. But, yeah, I mean, always want to watch. And this year in particular, because I feel like there's been a lot of really quality albums that have come out this year. I don't know if we can attribute that to the pandemic or what it is, but,
Fair.
yeah. No, but overall... he's heard me talk about this a lot, so
yep.
The Weeknd, After Hours, by far, it's been my favorite album of the year, hands down, no question. It's fantastic. By far, it's amazing. Everybody get the deluxe, that's the best one. The deluxe version is the best. It's great. Yeah, but other than that, Taylor Swift, Folklore, as you know, and other thing was Halsey. Manic came out this year.
Oh, yeah.
Which was good. Yeah.
Whatever happened to, that album?
I don't know. It wasn't nominated, and I was shocked by that.
I mean, was it... Wait, was it a this year album? Or was it... When did it come out? Was it eligible for this year, to your knowledge? Or was it something that came out...
It came out in 2020.
It should be getting some traction, but I don't think I've heard anything... Which is sad, because it's a really good album.
It is very good. Yeah, start to finish, it's very good.
I wasn't a big Halsey fan until really, you brought me on to her. Specifically, some of the stuff. I heard, stuff back in the day. Mm-hmm. Castle from that one trailer from...
yeah, it was a long time ago.
Snow White and the Huntsman Winter's War. Or I guess today, the Huntsman Winter's War now, since Kristen Stewart decided not to show there. But her one song, Castle, was in that trailer, and I was hooked from the start. And
that's not even the original, though, that she did for that movie. That's her song, and it's on Badlands, I believe. And it's... The one on the trailer is not the original. She did a remix of it for the...
Really?
I only found that out last night.
Right, really? Well, this is perfect timing then.
Yep, seriously.
But anyway, no, I definitely had a larger appreciation of her because of you.
Mm-hmm. She's got such an unusual voice, and I think that's really what sets her apart from a lot of people that are on the radio, is it's so distinct.
You know how many times I've listened to Colors?
Yeah, it's a good one.
It's a great one. It's not even this year. I mean, from her album, it's a Marshmello collaboration, but Be
Kind, right?
Be Kind.
Yeah.
That is a great...
Yeah. And it's not on the album.
No.
It is on she came out with, on her birthday. She's born on September 29th. And she came out with a part 2 to Manic. So it's got some stripped versions of the songs that she's already put out. Mm-hmm. And then she added Be Kind to the part 2, and then she added 2 additional songs, which was Wipe Your Tears, and that's only a couple of seconds. I don't even think it's a minute, so it's more like an interlude. And then she added I'm Not Mad is the song title.
I'm Not Mad.
I'm Not Mad.
But yes. You should be kind.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, she's got a really great, unusual voice. Like I said, she's one of those people where if she comes on the radio, you know automatically that it's her. So.
But speaking of some other people you recognize immediately when the radio comes on, you had mentioned The Weeknd,
Yes.
and I would be remiss if I didn't talk about your love for Abel T. Weeknd, as we call him affectionately. And it's not his name. His last name is not The Weeknd. It is, what is it again, babe?
It's, if I butcher this, I apologize. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Tesfaye. Abel McCannon Tesfaye. That's
Great
his
name.
full name.
Great
Yes.
name.
Powerful name.
So, and I know that you've been a fan of him really... Well, you were a fan, but you're not as big of a fan as you want... Wait, let me rephrase that. You are a big fan of him, but your fandom has grown greater as the years has gone on, especially with this album After Hours, correct?
Oh yeah, absolutely. This was the first full album of his that I've ever listened to. And I can't honestly even remember what kind of made me want to listen to it. It started off as I heard... Ironically enough, I heard Blinding Lights on my way home one day, and it was, when it comes on, like, it really, like, it's the perfect song to drive to when you listen to it, and going down the highway, you get that feel when the music kicks in.
Great driving song.
Yeah, and so when the rest of the album came out, I heard a lot of buzz around it, and I was like, well, I'll give it a listen, and yep, that was it.
The rest was history.
Yep, that's all it took, and then I took some time over... after really devoting a lot of weeks to listening to After Hours, I took time to go back and listen to his other work. And, I mean, a lot of solid tracks, and his albums as whole pieces of work are great. So...
Well, speaking also of Blinding Lights, if I'm looking at a lot of... Because right now, everyone, we're looking at Gold Derby predictions right now online, where they have a plethora right now of different, well, not a plethora, that is a huge exaggeration. It's like 7 different nominated categories that you can play along with for your predictions. We're gonna go focus in on the 4 top ones. That's Album of the Year, that is Record of the Year, that is Song of the Year, and that is New Artist. So we're gonna quickly move in along that. A couple of the ones we're gonna go get get the easiest one out of the way. We're going to look at Best New Artist at this time. So, there are a couple of them right now that we're looking on here. I think we can almost safely assume there are a couple of them, personally, that I think are almost guaranteed on there, and that is Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat. I can almost guarantee those two are going to make it, mainly based upon the fact of how big their songs have been radio airplay time. Do you disagree, or do you have any other thoughts?
No, I mean, that's pretty accurate to me. I mean, Megan Thee Stallion has really come in, like, she's really...
Classy, bougie, ratchet.
She's really, like, she has just taken over, it seems like. She did Savage first, on her own, and then she featured with, like, she had Beyonce on the track.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Like, I mean, for somebody who's, new to the radio, like, that's huge. Like, have Beyonce feature on your song, like somebody who's really established in her career.
Who's really a stallion.
Yeah. And then of course she did WAP with Cardi.
Yeah.
So
she sure did.
No. I would hope that she would win, because she has that honest, candid attitude in her music, and I love it. I'm here for it. So.
Now here's my case for Doja Cat.
Please. Yeah, please.
We know. Well, okay, well, I'm probably not gonna... Megan Thee Stallion, like, Savage is the only song I knew from her, and obviously that's the one that got the most radio time, and I know we're gonna be talking about that later as we go into some of the other categories that are above this one. And there's always, like, I think last year or so we had like was it last year we had like a whole bunch of people... Or, like, there's some years where it's like, wow, there are so many great options, and there are some years where, like, it's kind of self-explanatory. I would be shocked if it wasn't Megan Thee Stallion to win.
Like, more of a toss-up.
Yeah, more of a toss-up. Now it seems like it is Megan Thee Stallion. Now, that being said, or as we say, as like to say, that said, Doja Cat. This is, for those of you who are unaware, she had a song called Moo. Another song... She had a song called Juicy. She has had a plethora of songs, and I've not enjoyed a single one of them until I heard Say So. Say So has been an earworm that I cannot stop singing.
I can, in fact, attest to the fact that it's a repeat It's a repeat for you.
Even though
there's confusion on the lyrics,
Yes.
I think there's probably still running confusion on these lyrics.
I still think the lyric we came up with is better than what she...
I think a lot of people came up with that lyric. I don't think
It sounds...
I mean...
Y'all will hear it if you listen to it. I won't even say it here because this is a kid's show.
It's a kid's show.
No, it's not. It's not a kid's show. It is a family show. Listen, get your mom and dad in on this, your guardians, whoever you feel like it. Your aunt and uncle, your grandpa.
Play this at the Christmas dinner.
Play it along and listen to it as we rap Doja Cat's and Megan Thee Stallion.
Let's not do.
We'll have a back-to-back performance.
Let's not do that.
We will not.
We can't do it justice. Let's be
No,
honest.
we cannot. But yeah, Doja Cat is someone who has kind of become this bigger, larger-than-life personality specifically.
Yeah, that's true.
I think her personality is shown even more, even from her songs and the quality of her songs. We'll get into my qualms with the song itself. I'm not going to defend the song as this beacon of fantastic art.
Yeah.
It's not.
But it's very catchy. I think that's probably why she lands here, is because it's so catchy.
She has some great catchy songs. Like her other song she had this year besides Say So, which was Like That.
Yeah.
That is another great song, I think, just from this catchiness, because you just kind of want to start getting jiggy with it.
Yeah.
What am I, 50? But there's some other people right now. I'm looking at Gold Derby right now. We have Phoebe Bridgers, Gabby Barrett, Summer Walker, Mickey Guyton, Blackpink, which really confuses me because Blackpink has been around for quite some time and have some fantastic songs. The K-pop group, for those who are unaware, that is sweeping the nation. No, it's not BTS. It is Blackpink, an all-female four-group band, an album. They've had a couple albums beforehand. I don't know what constitutes people breaking out, quote unquote, for a year, what new artist means, really, because I think some of these people have been around for a while. Maybe it just implies...
Yeah, Megan Thee Stallion's been around for a while.
How much, to your knowledge?
I don't know how long exactly, but for me, when I see this, I think about people who have, like, made it on the radio. And made it into, like, public awareness, you know, like, there are some artists out there that are, like, I guess you could say more behind the scenes. You never hear them on the radio. You never hear them talked about, like, in a pop culture environment.
Nope.
And I think that this category are in here because they've made it onto the radio, or they've made it into the pop culture awareness, and they've made it into, like, people know these names, you know, or at least know most of them on this list at this point. So they're not plucked out of obscurity, you know, so to speak.
Other ones I know that I've heard are Conan Gray, I've heard Tones and I've heard of King Princess, Phineas, which I find interesting that he's currently on this list right now. I don't really see him getting a nomination considering he won a Grammy last year for Best Record and Album of the Year.
You know, just to speak on that a little bit, do you think he'll ever get to the level of success or, like, even close to where his sister is? I mean, he's got some great songs out there, but I don't know.
He would need to truly break away from her. Like,
ooh, we're starting a family feud on this show.
I think they work great together. Did I send you ever? I can't remember. Like, they had like a behind the scenes where they kind of...
Yeah, you did send me that.
Yeah. Where they kind of talked about like their process together as brother and sister, what they did to write together, which was really cool what they came up with. It made me appreciate some of their songs even more. Which I love Billie Eilish. At least what her last album was. There's some great artistry there, and I think Phineas deserves a lot of that praise as well too for being that writing partner, for really coming up with a sound.
Yeah.
I think he will need to try to break away to be not known as you know, the brother of Billie Eilish. He'll need to be known as Phineas, not the brother of Billie Eilish.
True. He also needs to, like, I think part of her, she's got amazing, you know, vocal talent.
Oh my
for sure.
Goodness, yes.
Yeah. But I think part of it is that if you're going to survive, like, in a pop industry, it's not just going to be about your talent, right? Because there are a lot of artists who are not at her talent level musically that are still on the radio. And I think a lot of that is, to be in a pop sphere, you have to have the total package, right? You've got to have the vocal talent, or, you know, vocal ability. You've got to have the beat. You've got to have a catchy, you know, lyrics, and you've got to have the catchy tune that goes with all that. And you have to have, like, the persona. You have to have something that sets you apart, right? So she's got really an interesting fashion sense. She's
Mm-hmm.
beautiful. She's, got an interesting take whenever you listen to her in an interview setting.
Her personality is very
she's very eclectic,
down to earth. Also, impresses some
Yeah.
other people. She feels like, hey man, I'm just a normal person over here.
Yeah, and I think people gravitate.
She's a lot cooler than she says that than me.
Right. Like, but I think people gravitate to her not only because of her music and how good that is, but for the fact that she's such a force as a person. She's soft-spoken, right? She's not very over the top in how she presents herself in an interview, but like I said, she's well-spoken. She has interesting fashion sense. She makes a statement as who she is, just her. And I don't know if her brother has that same capacity as like a person outside of the music. And if you're going to make it, like I said, in pop, I think it's important that you have all of that to stand apart from your competition, so to speak,
And I think it's like baking a cake. You don't have one of the ingredients. The cake may taste good. It just doesn't come out right,
Yeah, I mean, if you have something that is, appealing to eat it, you want it to kind of look the same way, right?
Or vice versa.
Sure.
Like, if it doesn't taste good, it's like, wow, this looks amazing. You taste it, it's like, the substance wasn't there.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we don't really know too much about him other than being tied to her, and her music. So.
He had a great song. You sent me a song. I can't remember what it was.
I think it's called Break My Heart. I think that's what it's called.
It's a great song.
It's very good.
I would recommend you. I'm going to find it right now.
Actually, I have it downloaded, so I'm going to look it up really quick. But
and I'm going to insert a nice 5-7 second chunk once we find it.
Yeah,
right?
it's called Break My Heart Again.
Break My Heart Again. Let's get a little bit of taste of it right here.
So go ahead and break my heart again. Leave me wondering why the hell I ever let you in.
So yeah, that song is fantastic. It's amazing. It's very, it has this like sad tone to it, which I think a lot of her music does in a lot of ways. But yeah, like you said, I think that's accurate, that he's going to need to forge his own identity away from his sister to be able to, really survive amidst some of the other male pop competition out there.
So, we're going to do a quick final prediction for new artist.
Come on. It's pretty obvious. Megan Thee Stallion.
I mean, Megan Thee Stallion is take this, but like, who's going to be nominated? Who's going to be, I'm happy to just be nominated alongside her. That's what I'm going to be curious about. Because, hold on, I think they have changed exactly how many people are nominated in a specific album.
Oh,
For Best New Artist, they allow, oh heavens to Betsy. Last year they had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people that could be nominated. 8 nominated.
Oh my goodness.
I know.
Wow.
Last year, winner was Billie Eilish, as we talked about. Other nominees were Black Pumas, Maggie Rogers, Lil Nas X, Take That Horse Into That Old Town Road, Lizzo, Rosalia? I'm not sure who that is. Tank and the sorry, whoever really likes her. Tank and the Bangas, and Yola. Previous year before that, winner was Dua Lipa. Year before that, Alicia Cara, and year before that, Chance the Rapper, and then a couple of more. Well, these are some pretty good names.
You see though, like, do you see a trend in these kind of, especially over the last couple of years?
I don't actually.
Is that like these people that are on this list who won this award were people that were in the next year going to come out with something, a really really solid album that was going to be nominated again, So like after Dua was nominated, would she have Future Nostalgia?
It's now.
So yeah, like she's nominated now for that, or suspected to be nominated for that. Alessia Cara had bigger hits. That Chance the Rapper is on with Justin Bieber.
Oh yeah,
Holy. Like these people are like people who are going to come out and have greater success. I think it's more looking at like who's going to go beyond this award and do more with that. So I think Megan Thee Stallion will have that kind of staying power in the music industry.
I'm just curious because we had to fill up 8. It's 8 people being nominated too. So who's gonna fill up with Megan Thee Stallion and Doja Cat?
Just looking at like here on this list.
I mean, I'm gonna have to because right now I don't know too many of these people that right now. Like only one I've really heard of. I'm looking through this list, and people, please, if you're listening to this, please recommend some. But I know Conan Gray, Tones and I, which was Dance Monkey.
Oh
It's
yes,
what it is,
that's
what it
right.
is.
That got a
Oh,
lot
oh.
of airtime on the radio.
I could see that. Conan Gray has a great song, Heather and Maniac.
Ingrid and Andress?
Mhm.
Is that her song is, she's a country artist, right?
What'd she do?
She did More Hearts Than Mine, and it is, it's fantastic. Her album's fantastic too. It's very good. So I would hope that maybe she would get in that top 8 because it's More Hearts Than Mine is a great song. So I would hope that she would get in there with that, but I don't know for certain. She's very talented.
Yeah, well, we can hope to throw that in.
I
Again,
mean, we know the couple of people on this top
Yeah.
that are going to stay there.
and maybe you can also add Phoebe Bridgers. A bit more about her right now. Throw in. Maybe they'll be like, Blackpink, you've done some songs before, but come on down.
I think Gabby Barrett will probably stay in there, honestly. Just from my perception of how much I've heard I Hope on the radio.
Oh, that's who she is.
Yeah,
I
she
keep
was
forgetting you told me about that.
Yeah, she's former American Idol contestant. She didn't win the entire show. She didn't walk away with the trophy, but she walked away with a husband because she married one of her fellow contestants.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
sweet.
She married man, I can't even remember this guy's name now.
Well, that shows how vanilla he may be.
Cade. His name was Cade.
Good on you, Cade.
Yes, she
Good
married
on you, too.
him. So.
All right, we're going to go to the next category. You ready, babe?
Oh, I'm so ready.
Song of the Year, which people might know more traditionally as kind of like it's... For those unaware, Song of the Year is awarded to the songwriters of a single song. So look at the actual, the lyrics of the song, the melody, how it sounds. Well, not how it sounds, but you know what I mean. And look for the songwriter. This is where, I'll never forget the best example for the songwriting was when A-Team was nominated all those years ago. It did not get record, it did not get album, but the quality of the song from Ed Sheeran is something that I look back to and was like, that's what a good song is without all the bells and whistles. So look to things like that. Something that has the lyrics and the melody. So we're going to have a couple of them. Right now, Gold Derby has a good selection over here. And there are a couple of them. The top 10 right now are Blinding Lights, Cardigan, The Bones, Adore You, Don't Start Now, I Can't Breathe, Shamika, Circles, Everything I Wanted, and If the World Was Ending.
A lot of solid picks there.
And there's some not solid picks
Yeah,
here, too.
there's one that I can think of.
Oh, now this is interesting. Up to doing this, we tried to listen to as much as we could. I believe now I've officially heard everything on this top 10.
Yeah, I have to.
Which is not as hard to do, thankfully, now, because it's not a movie. You can actually stream songs a lot more simply thanks to Spotify. Not sponsoring.
Hashtag not sponsored.
Not sponsored. So, Song of the Year, we're looking at a couple right now. And there's one that has just kind of been skyrocketing. At this point, it's almost, if it doesn't win song, I would get it, but at this point, the other two above this right now, I would be shocked if he didn't win that. And I think we can both agree Blinding Lights has a special place in the power of songwriting. So tell me why you think Blinding Lights has gotten so much airtime when it comes to the songwriting. Not how it sounds, not
right.
but you're the big fan over here, babe. I'll let you
Yes.
have the floor right now.
Ooh. I'm gonna say though that when you strip away the lyrics of the song, and I know that's what we're talking about a little bit more here, but the actual music is so simple. The beat is so simple, and then the lyrics really enhance that song so much and take it over the top. The way that I would say that for him it's similar within what he's already done, but it's also different and it stands alone in its own way. I think what's been great about a lot of these albums this year is they've got an 80s feel.
Yes.
And he's got that 80s feel in this song. It's just, it has that little nod to it, without being, and it pays homage to the past. It's a nod to the 80s without being stuck in it. But it's good. And I think honestly though, singling Blinding Lights out, it's hard for me to talk about it without talking about the album as a whole, because it's such a, the album is a story, right? And it takes you through this time in his personal life. It's a very vulnerable album on his part. So the song really fits into that. But Standing Alone, it was the first single that came out, and it was, I think that's correct, I'm pretty sure. Heartless, I think, was the second one. And it's just got a good feel to it. It's something that anybody can get behind. Anybody can hear that song and like it. It's just fantastic. I think it's like the only clean song on the album, too. So there's that. Some people might, appreciate that a little bit more than others, but it's one of the only few clean songs on it. But it's good. It's just all around. It's just the total package. It's fantastic.
We have other ones as well too. We'll talk more about their albums as we get closer to it. But there's a couple of other ones that are still currently doing really well. There's one I really want to highlight too, just from song wise. There's one that's high on the top of the list, and that's "I Can't Breathe." We literally just heard that.
Yes,
that is a fantastic song.
It's great. It's wonderful.
I appreciate it when artists can take a song or can take a moment in time and can translate that into a song.
Absolutely.
Or they can take something that is currently going on, maybe in their life or the world at large, and can translate it into a very specific song.
Right.
That is also universal to many people. And I think, that's not to say that racism, systematic, and police brutality have not transpired many years before, but there was a boiling point today, or this year, not today, but this year that transpired, and I think that it was a good encapsulation. That, along with, I think, The Bigger Picture from...
Yeah.
Wait, which baby was it?
Lil Baby.
Lil Baby, okay. Because this is the year of two babies.
Yeah, Lil Baby and Da Baby.
Lil Baby and Da Baby. Lil Baby's The Bigger Picture, which I think is another great encapsulation of that.
Yeah.
I don't know how much that... I'm not sure. I would like to see at least one of them get a song. Because they're very similar. Obviously, they're not the same genre, but the subject matter, the message is similar. Yeah. And would it be great if the two of them were nominated for Song of the Year to highlight just kind of like the year we've had?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I would at least like one of them. But there's another song also in here that I really also want to highlight too, and that's one that I've been going over and over and over and over again, and I didn't like it at first. But now I do. That's The Bones by Maren Morris.
Yeah.
There's also, I would recommend everyone to go check out. There's one where the H.E.R. does the feature. The features on it, and their vocals together are
very good.
Amazing.
You wouldn't think it. Like, sitting here, hearing those two artists paired together, I would never have thought that. But, yeah.
But here we are.
Here we are. I will say, I really wish that I Can't Breathe would take it. Hearing that, like, song and just, meditating on it right now, that was something that was so... You know how you look at a title at a glance, and you kind of have an idea of maybe how it's going to be? This song surprised me so much to hear that come on. Like, it was so impactful, and that's what music should be, right? It should be a call to action. It should be a reflection of a hard time in your personal life, a great time in your personal life, or a hard or a great time in life in general. This was such a social, a reflection of what's going on in the world, and it was so artfully and poetically done, both in her vocals and in the melody and the lyrics all together. It was fantastic, really amazing, and by far the best out of these nominees in my opinion. So I really wish that she would take that. It was just, I have no words really to describe it. She really just reiterated everything that's gone on in this year. Highlighted that so beautifully, really beautifully. So,
and I think there's one. I think there's also one that I think is another great encapsulation of this year. And I would be very saddened if it did not qualify for the Song of the Year, or if it didn't get the nomination. I don't think it's going to win, but if at least got a nomination, and that would be If the World Was Ending. Yeah, that is a great song. It's one of our songs. It is a song, especially during COVID-19, but the earthquake that transpired in California, I believe, this year. Or was it last year? I can't remember.
I don't know.
Recently, and J.P. Sachs and Julia Michaels created a song that I think speaks for what it means to love someone during a time when you feel like everything's starting to fall apart, and it's like, well, hold on, if the world was ending, you'd still come over, right? Right? The sky be falling and I'd hold you tight. Would you? Okay, anyway, sorry. Moving on. That's the one that I think that comes down to the lyrics, I think, more than anything else. That is an excellent lyrical song. And another song that's not on this Gold Derby I'm really disappointed by, that's Moral of the Story.
Ooh, yeah. It's hard to talk about, this without thinking about that. That song was fantastic.
That's good.
Yeah, that was really great. I found that a lot of the songs on this list, they're very... I don't know if it's just a sign of the times. No Harry Styles not there, but like they have a very sad tone to them, and it really echoes like what we have as a culture.
Dang, you're right. Oh my god.
They really echo what's have been going on in our world recently. Yes, he's pointing at me right now.
The one exception, Don't Start Now.
Yeah, I mean, that one's more... It's about a breakup, right? But it's a little bit more... She's happy. Yeah, she's, like, turning it around. She's taking that empowerment. 180. Yeah, she's...
Crazy.
I mean, it's good in the sense that it's empowerment, right? So, also, a lot of these songs have a lot of empowerment, right? I Can't Breathe is a very empowering song. About, breaking down barriers of racism and, like thinking about some of these on here, like they're just, it seems like that's a trend. A lot of these are kind of more like melancholy in tone, but they also have a sense of empowerment. So like even something like Billie Eilish, like Everything I Wanted, she's kind of thinking like, oh, these are the things that I wanted in life.
That song's brought me to tears.
Yeah.
I've heard it for a couple times.
I know, and it's like, I don't know, I can't even describe it. So many great ones on this list, it's hard to pick just one. For me personally, I wish I Can't Breathe would take it. Because it just blew me away. I can't say anything more about it. It just really blew me away.
No. Do I want to bring it up now, or do I want to wait until we get closer? We'll wait. We'll wait. I'll wait till we get to album of the year because we can go in hard. We can go real hard into it. Not in a good way. Now we're gonna get into record of the year. Actually, no, we almost forgot without saying who I think the nominees would be.
Yeah.
Isn't it? I believe. Now, correct me if I'm wrong. It's still 8. Like,
is it 8 here too?
Watch me be totally wrong.
8 is such like an
it is
obscure
1,
number.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What a weird number.
Has it always been that way?
It's been 5, I think. Once upon a time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, and then starting last year.
That ought to speak to like how great music has progressed over the last couple of years, especially with this social commentary this year that we're getting out of a lot of these albums and these songs.
Yeah, this is America. I gotta stop with this. I'm on a rampage. So, song of the year, I think we can almost guarantee. For me, for the 8, I'm gonna go with The Weeknd, Blinding Lights. That seems almost definite.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Cardigan, I think if Taylor Swift's gonna go anywhere, this is the one where she's gonna get in. Even though I don't think Cardigan's the best song off of the album.
It's the best song off of the album.
It's a good song. It's not the best.
Yeah.
But it's got the representation because it was the very first single.
Yeah, it was first single, and it was also the one that, of the album, that's the only one that's gotten airtime that I know of.
I think so. So sadly, because it's a great album, which we'll go into.
Sadly, but it's good. It's a good song nonetheless. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
I think we're gonna have Cardigan, Blinding Lights. I think we're gonna get Everything I Wanted. I think we're gonna have If the World Was Ending for songs.
Sure.
Can't Breathe. The Bones, and finally two more. And then I think we might have Adore You go in, or you could have Watermelon Sugar. One of those two, I think, could get in. I don't think both of them are going to get in. I would prefer Adore You, but beggars can't be choosers. Now, this is one I'm not positive on, because I want Don't Start Now to get in. I love Don't Start Now. It might be my favorite song of this year.
Really?
It might be, because that beat is so fire. To get on that beat alone.
Another slight 80s nod.
Yes,
With
exactly.
Her album as a whole, but this song in particular.
That bass line is what is a good word to describe the quality of that bass line? I'm just gonna put the bass line underneath right now just to prove it. So while we're talking, it's just going on. It's just the bass line. Can I do that in post? I don't know. We're gonna find out. And if you don't hear it,
you'll know what happened.
Exactly.
Didn't work.
And I would love for that to get on, but the lyrics aren't the best. They're just kind of, they're generic. There's nothing special about them. And I'm thinking that you could also have the bigger picture also sneak in on there.
Rain on Me, I think.
Rain on Me. Maybe.
Possibly.
And I'm also afraid that apparently I'm looking at the odds right now. Shamika looks to do very well.
Oh my lord. We'll get into
that
later.
And babe, what about you? What do you think for song?
Okay, so we got 8, right?
We got 8.
Blinding Lights, without a doubt, is gonna get on there. I want I Can't Breathe to get on, so I've got to add that. Let's see. Circles by Post Malone. No question that's gonna be in the running for it. I want If the World Was Ending to get on there too. So
I want that so bad.
I want that to be not to win, but just to be nominated, right?
That would feel like my A team of the year, where it's just that one song from you're like, oh hey yeah,
right, exactly.
The quality got it on there.
Let's see what else. I think Adore You. I think it should for how much it's been played. Taylor Swift. Cardigan will probably end up there as well. Let's see, we've got 2 more. Probably Billie Eilish will make it.
Moving right along now to Record of the Year. Now this is one for those who are completely unaware. Record of the Year is awarded for a single or the one track from an album. The award goes to the performing artist, the producer, recording engineer, and or mixer for that song. In this sense, record means a particular recorded song, not its composition or an album of songs. So it is not the composition. It is actually how it comes together. And this is where I truly think Don't Start Now shines specifically,
sure.
as well as stuff like Blinding Lights, Rain on Me, where you could feel the percussion.
Sure.
There's not just the single guitar strumming and someone's singer-songwriter is currently creating their song right now. But right now, Record of the Year is, wow, what's number 1 again, babe?
Blinding Lights by my favorite, The Weeknd.
But I'm surprised about the number 2 in the odds right now.
Oh, that is interesting. I can see it, though.
Yeah,
I can see it.
It is Savage by Megan the Stallion.
What is this?
I don't know. It's also here we have Don't Start Now, Dua Lipa, Circles, Post Malone, Rain on Me, Lady Gaga, and Ariana Grande. Adore You, Harry Styles, The Box, Roddy Ricch, I Can't Breathe, Her, Say So, Doja Cat, never mind, I ain't gonna, no more. The Bones by Maren Morris, other stuff like Dynamite, BTS, If the World Was Ending by JP Sachs, Julia Michaels, Cardigan, Taylor Swift, Shamika, Fiona Apple, Everything I Wanted, Billie Eilish, Rockstar, DaBaby featuring Roddy Ricch, Dance Monkey, Tones and I, Lockdown, Anderson, Paak, If You're Too Shy to Let Me Know, 1975, so on and so forth, including stuff like Louis Capaldi's Before You Go, Do It from Chloe and Halle, Stupid Love, Lady Gaga, other things. Selena Gomez, Midnight Sky by Miley Cyrus, You Should Be Sad, Halsey, but then you kind of get into the weeds as you continue to go down and down and down and down. Honestly, you can really keep it probably to the top 20 whatnot with some change in the bottom. Change just rummaging around the purse. It's like, oh. But
not right now, because there's a coin shortage.
There is a coin shortage. I was shocked when I heard that.
That's a difficult thing to say, right? Coin shortage?
No. Coin shortage. Corn shortage.
There's a corn shortage.
And here in North Carolina.
It's gotta end.
It does. It must end.
Silliness has to end. We have to get back on track here.
Blinding Lights, I think, so far is doing fantastic. And I think Savage this is where Savage, I don't think it's going to get a song.
I mean, it might. I'm going to be honest.
You think so?
I think it might. It's possible. I have to say, though, I'm a little hurt think Halsey should be up here in this top 10.
She's not really high. We talked about at the beginning. That album kind of came and went.
It did, but like, You Should Be Sad. What a song. It's great. How does it not up here? I mean, we're talking about record, obviously, but
I think it's still one of...
Like, the total composition, fantastic. I've said fantastic. Don't take a shot every time I say fantastic, because you'd be in the floor right now.
If you do, make sure you have a parent chaperone.
Please drink responsibly. Like, I mean, I don't know. I wish it would have made it, because it has faded into obscurity, and I don't know why. I don't understand it.
It is. There's always those albums, particularly one that I love and adore that hasn't gotten any love, and that is...
What is it?
Surfaces.
Yeah.
That is their Horizons album, which had great songs like Remedy and Good Day, Lazy, and there's one other one that I really enjoyed that I can't remember. It will come back to me like a little bit later, but I guess their album's not the same cup of tea. Came out this year, and it's really good. Sunday Best was their album prior, which I don't think they came out with. Because Sunday Best did that, because their album came out in 2019. Then another album came out in 2020. I'm not sure the exact date of when it came out in 2019. It probably did not make the cutoff. Which Sunday Best is still, it might be my favorite song of the year. I don't know yet.
That's the only time I've only heard it this year. That song.
I know.
And I haven't heard it really recently at all. So it kind of came and went. These are our two like ones that we're kind of butthurt about. Didn't make it.
Do you know how hurt my butt is from the fact that Surface isn't even in consideration right now?
Yeah, that's true. I haven't even seen them on any of this list here. Like, they didn't even make any of it. Like, none of it. It's sad, but... Is it just one guy, or is it like an entire...
Two guys.
Two guys? Oh, wow.
We're making it crazy! 2 guys! It's a duo!
No, I thought for some reason that it was like a band. Like, they were like a band. I don't know.
They're falling in the same vein as, Daft Punk and Hall & Oates. Duos.
Yeah, no. I mean, I'm really mad that Halsey is not in here. Sorry, folks, but I'm
You
mad.
should be sad.
I should be.
You should be sad.
I should be. She says that at the end so many times. You should be.
We're going in circles now.
Run away.
Run away. Hey, don't start now.
Walk away. You know how.
Well, we're stopping. We're stopping.
Now.
All right. But also, this is where also I think Record of the Year also shines. You mentioned Savage. You mentioned Don't Start Now. Don't Start Now, I think, is one that is truly... And it's been a constant... I still hear it on the radio to this day.
I know.
Like, I've listened to it. It's like Blinding Lights. I still hear it. And I still hear Circles periodically, not as much as often. You don't hear Rain on Me.
No, I haven't heard it in a while. That's true. Which is... It's sad. It's good. It's really good. Yeah, it's really good overall.
And I don't think... See, the Bones... I don't see the Bones getting in record. It's not really that...
I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think the beat is very memorable.
It could.
Yeah. It's great. I love Maren Morris.
But I would be more shocked if the Bones got into Record of the Year and not Song instead of vice versa.
Sure. I think Song, obviously, it would be top, if there was 5 or 8 or whatever, it hands down will be in Song of the Year, I think. Record of the Year, I don't know for certain. It could be. Because you see normally a lot of reappearances from Song into Record. So I don't know. It's a possibility. I think it's a solid track overall. So
also looking back now, this is where I'm going to go and say Say So has a lot of merits. You guys ready? Here, this is my defense of Say So.
Go.
Say So is not a lyrically... It's not what we call a lyrically phenomenal song. It doesn't have this sense of clout where you listen to it and you're like, ah, yes, let me sip my wine here and be like, ah, yes,
it's
day
not
to night
poetry.
to morning.
It's not poetry.
It's not poetry. It is definitely not poetry, unless you want to talk about her
her rap in it.
Her rap, where it's like, I'm not even going to try that.
Let's
I'm not, but the song is so ridiculously catchy. There's this really kind of city pop feel to it. Doesn't know city pop. City pop was like a genre from the 80s Japan. City pop was from the 80s specifically, and it kind of encapsulated Japan. It had this kind of vibe to it, and I get that same vibe when I listen to Say So, and I adore that, and you're really bringing it back to like this disco feel.
They are.
It's this 80s, 70s type of feel, and Say So kind of capitalizes on that, what Blinding Lights did, what Don't Start Now did, and specifically those three songs, and including another song, Dynamite from BTS.
Absolutely, yeah.
Something that has no shot at Song of the Year by any stretch of the imagination, but Record of the Year, to me, they managed to kind of create, being BTS's very first song completely in English, they managed to create a song that transcends,
it's everywhere. It's been everywhere. It's been on commercials. It's been,
They used it for, you said, the Apple?
Oh, man. I think it's the Samsung phone.
Samsung?
Commercial.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not completely sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But yeah, that's one to watch for sure to make it into record.
I would not be surprised if they're like, BTS is big. Let's throw them in there.
I hope so. I think it's it's good.
I feel like it would hurt them if they didn't. They would it would come back to bite them in the butt one day. It's like, this is a chance to nominate the biggest boy band since the Backstreet Boys. Sorry, Jonas Brothers.
You think they're the biggest boy band since the Backstreet Boys?
Have you seen the BTS
already? I have seen. Well, yeah, that's true. Their fan base is huge.
It's huge.
For sure.
They sell so many records. They are ridiculous. Unless there's a boy band I'm completely forgetting from the 2000s.
I mean, there were a lot of devoted One Direction fans when they were.
I forgot
big.
about One Direction.
I mean, I think we all have because they've kind of all gone their separate ways. But I mean,
I forgot about One Direction because I'm looking at Harry Styles right now on this list.
Yeah, Harry's got a lot of potential to go really far. I think these couple songs that he's had out, Watermelon Sugar, Adore You, they're great. I'm not gonna say fantastic again because I'm not gonna have people take another shot.
Didn't you just say it right now?
Yeah.
Mind blown.
Yeah, but he's got a lot of staying power, I think, in the music industry.
And I think
another total package.
Oh, yeah.
There, as far as music, personality.
And it's kind of unfortunate his last album because Sign of the Times was the really only one that kind of broke anywhere.
Yeah, and it was that song wasn't even that big.
No,
it wasn't played as much as these tracks have been. So
not at all.
Yeah,
and also look out for, I would say, The Box.
Yeah.
For Roddy Ricch, we were legit listening and jamming out to that a little bit ago.
Yeah,
it's a very well composed song.
Yeah,
and I'd not be surprised. So my nomination for Record of the Year, we're likely to possibly see The Weeknd, Savage.
Savage. You keep going to say Savage
because that's a character from Star Wars.
Savage.
It is Savage. It is Savage. Savage Opress is a character from Star Wars: The Clone Wars. For everyone who knows, nerd glasses go up. It is Blinding Lights, Savage, Don't Start Now, Circles. This is where it gets interesting. I think those four are very safe.
Oh yeah,
to me.
Definitely.
I'm going to Say So. For the fifth one, that's
Throw
me.
It in.
The Box,
mm-hmm.
Adore You, and Dynamite. I think that Lady Gaga misses because Rain on Me kind of came and went. For American Music Awards, it was VMAs.
VMAs, yeah.
It got a lot of love, but I have heard nothing about it. But I could be very wrong. Instead of Dynamite, we get Rain on Me.
Okay, all right. Let's see. We're going at 8 again, right?
Go on me. And then I Can't Breathe could also make it in, but it's not really that much of a song when it comes to recording. But I think the
vocals really take it.
The vocals and the spoken word at the very end. But you know what? This could be also where, where's that other one? The Bigger Picture.
Okay, I'm gonna take a different path here. I'm gonna keep with Blinding Lights. I think it's, a shoo-in, obviously.
Because he hasn't won yet.
No. Wait, no, yeah, he won some at the VMAs,
but not Grammys yet. So this would be his first.
Really?
He's been nominated.
Oh, he's been nominated many times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay, let's see.
I'm gonna find out right now while you.
Okay, so we're filling it up with 8, right? So Blinding Lights has got to stay. I really want I Can't Breathe to be in there again. Don't know if it'll win, but to be nominated for sure. Adore You. I'm going to go with Dynamite. Obviously, I think that'll be in there.
Good choice.
I think Rockstar by DaBaby might get in there. I do. It was played a whole lot. It was very popular.
It was one of the most recorded songs of the summer. I mean, requested songs of the summer.
Yeah.
Most streamed, most listened to.
It was also more of a social commentary song as well. Obviously not to the same degree as like The Bigger Picture, I Can't Breathe.
Ah, da baby.
Yeah, so I think that one might get in there. 4 more. Let's see. I think Dance Monkey will get nominated for this.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are your 8 again? Remind me, like.
Well, I got 2 more. So
Okay.
we've got Rockstar, DaBaby, got Blinding Lights, Dynamite, Adore You. I told you I want I Can't Breathe to get in there second time. I think probably Circles, and for the last one we'll throw in Don't Start Now because I love Dua Lipa and I hope that she wins something.
Please.
So there we go.
I would like to recant my Grammy mishap because he has indeed won 3 Grammys.
Oh, I thought he probably had.
But it has not been any single big Grammy. He has not won any of the big Grammys. That's probably what I was saying. He's won Best Urban Contemporary Album for Beauty Behind the Madness. He's won Best R&B Performance for Earned It. And he's won Best Urban Contemporary Album for Starboy. So he has won the Best Urban Contemporary Album for every album that he has done so far.
Yeah.
So it's almost likely to say he could probably win that again for this one. Although, would you call this Urban Contemporary?
I guess so.
If Starboy is considered Urban Contemporary?
I mean, I don't know. I hope that he's so gifted, in what he does. I hope that he wins. He needs to win more than that.
I think it's almost safe to assume that probably will happen.
I hope so. We'll see. Earned It. I never would have guessed that.
Earned It got nominated for an Academy Award.
I mean, it's fantastic. Oh my lord, it's fantastic. Say
Ding!
it again.
Counter.
It's great, but it's like I never would have, of all the awards that I would have thought that he had won, I never would have earned it out of it.
Same. All right, so it leads us to our final. Oh, and just for everyone's for knowledge sake, last year Billie Eilish literally swept both song and record and won for Bad Guy, which I think winning for song was. I wouldn't have given it to it, but that's just me. That's just me. Hello, this is John Lennon talking with Kimmie today.
He's back from the dead.
I'm back. I'm back, baby. All right.
Good lord. What is this?
I have no idea. Because you may know, as I was saying, Song of the Year just should go to Bad Guy. Like, Someone You Loved, I feel like really it should have gone to that one.
No question.
Maybe Lover.
Truth Hurts from Lizzo.
Truth Hurts is good,
I think it's also something that
I like Juice more than Truth Hurts, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's true. Juice for record though. For record. Of the year.
I can see that, but I'm still totally on for Bad Guy winning that one. I can totally get it, but I still also like Sunflower. And moving right along to our final category of the night. Moving into our final category of the night, that is Album of the Year. Looking into Album of the Year right now, we have a couple of options that are currently on the table from Gold Derby, and that is After Hours from The Weeknd. We have Folklore from Taylor Swift. We have Future Nostalgia from Dua Lipa. We have Fine Line from Harry Styles. Fetch the Bolt Cutters from Fiona Apple. Gaslighter from The Chicks. Hollywood's Bleeding, Post Malone, The Highway Woman, Chromatic, Lady Gaga. Please excuse me for being antisocial. The Story of My Life. Roddy Ricch. And other ones including RTJ4, which is also Run the Jewels 4, for those of you unaware.
Fantastic.
Run the Jewels. Great album.
Great album, yes.
Great album. Fantastic. What You See Is What You Get from Luke Combs.
Another good one.
Another great one. Also, can I just say, I really hope, I know that's a long shot because it's a country song. Country songs have a hard time getting into Song of the Year and Record of the Year.
Yeah.
But, that song, what was that song?
I think Even Though I'm Leaving. That song is... Oh, yeah.
I would like that I'd get the Song of the Year. But you know what? Not for to get into. Not win, but to get into.
Yeah, really good.
Very, very nice. Before we start, you have a bone to pick with one of these albums.
No question.
We've listened to most of these
yeah.
At least to a degree. Not
Yeah.
all of them in its entirety. I have not. I know Kimmie has. Could you explain why there is one that you just don't get? And for those listening, you could please explain.
Oh yeah, I would love to know what makes this, to lack of a better word, what makes this eligible. I want to understand this because
Ooh, you just used eligible, not even like quality-wise.
I'm telling you, I don't get it, and I want to get it. I guess. Do I want to get? I don't know. Do I even want to get this? I don't know. But like, Fiona, if you're listening, tell me why this album is great. You're biased, obviously, because it's your album, but Fetch the Bolt Cutters, don't get it. I gotta say, it's alternative. We all know that alternative music is, I think it's an acquired taste, right? I don't think that everybody starts off liking alternative music in life. Now, if you do, then, props to you, because there's some great alternative albums out there, and there are great alternative artists. However, this, to me, is not, I don't understand it. I really don't. I think the music is great. You strip the vocals away. I think the music is fantastic, but the lyrical content, the vocal content leaves a lot to be desired, in my opinion. A lot of these tracks have great themes in them. There are some good lines in there, but as a whole, I can't get behind it. It's just not, it's not something that I would ever, reach for in my car if I had a bunch of CDs that I had, CD player folks.
Bolt cutters.
Sure. I'd cut this one right off the list, I'm gonna tell you. I mean, the shade. But I don't get it. I don't understand it. It's not easy to listen to, in my opinion. It's not particularly impactful or memorable. It's just kind of there. I don't get why it's on here. I wish I could get it. It's just kind of random. The lyrics are random. The melody is random. It kind of gets into a point in the song where like there's a shift in the music and a shift in the beat, and it doesn't make sense. Like what is this? The vocals sound off key, and maybe that's the style. I don't know. It's just not it is not a preference for me. Not that I would not choose it or come back to it ever.
I can also attest, it is not my cup of tea. It is not one that I regularly go back to, and it is not one that I was listening to, and I'm like, what is this? I like having an open mind with music, but
sure.
This wasn't it.
Now, I will say, for album of the year, alternative records have had a lot of luck with this, like Bon Iver a couple of years ago. I guess you could kind of loop Billie Eilish in with more of an alternative crowd, leaning more into the pop genre, but you could argue that some of her music leans more alternative. When the Party's Over in particular leans heavily alternative to me, but I don't understand this. I want to get why this is on here. I want to, what is profound about it.
And it may not get there ultimately. It's just very high on the rankings right now.
Yeah, like it's a mess. Maybe that's why it's here. It's a mess. I'm sorry, no shade, like to fair Fiona. no shade, but it's not good. It's just not.
But yeah, stuff along the lines of, I feel like this is another one where it's going to be 8 for this year, and I'm looking back and I'm seeing it kind of some of the ones that have won album of the year. And last year, of course, it was When We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? Mm-hmm. Very, very excellent question. And other stuff we had was Golden Hour from
Casey Musgraves. Great album. Great. Golden Hour is fantastic. Oh my lord! Fantastic! Everybody is gonna be drunk on the floor listening to this. I'm telling you.
Casey
Musgraves.
She's Musgraves. I keep wanting to say Mugravis.
Mugravis. That was a great album. Great album.
Obviously, I've not listened to it. We have 24K Magic from Bruno Mars.
24 Karat Magic, sir.
I can't speak today.
No, you can't.
I really can't. I want to apologize for everyone listening. I cannot speak. Other ones we have Adele, Taylor Swift, Beck. That was a very interesting choice because I feel like
that's alternative, right?
Yeah, he's
Yeah. Okay.
His experimental and lo-fi style became known for creating musical collages of wide-ranging genres. folk, funk, soul, etc. Random Access Memories from Daft Punk, Babel from Mumford & Sons, 21 from Adele, Suburbs from Arcade Fire. So there is some alternative, like, you know.
There are. What?
Indie rock, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, a collage. You used that word a couple of minutes ago to describe Beck. That's a great
collage.
A great description of this Fetch the Bolt Cutters. It is a collage of a bunch of random things that don't make sense. I'm sorry. I don't want to be nasty, but like it is though. Mm-hmm. It's a collage of a bunch of random stuff.
And with that, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you our picks for what we think to be the case. Unless there's anything you want to talk about for the album of the year specifically. Because right now I'm looking at, there's always going to be that couple albums that even if it's nominated. Like last year, the nominees were Thank You, Next, Seven, Norman effing Rockwell, I Used to Know Her, I from Bon Iver, Father of the Bride, Vampire Weekend. Wow.
They're alternative, right?
They are rock.
No.
And Cause I Love You, deluxe version from Lizzo. So right now I'm looking at, if you're going into like a formula that is similar to that, you definitely have some eclectic choices in there when it comes to like, it's a very genre, multi-genre type of.
As it should be.
It should be. Like, you know, you have, at this point, I feel like The Weeknd is just kind of steamrolling this year when it comes to predictions and like certain things.
I really,
awards.
really want him to win album.
You'd be a happy camper.
Oh yes, I would be jumping up and down in my house to have him win this, because this album, I mean, beyond anything that he's done some great work in the past. Don't get me wrong. There are some really amazing tracks that he has in his previous work, but this as a whole and each track by itself, it's the most, to me, well-rounded out of this list. And I would argue that Taylor Swift and Dua Lipa are close second to that, with being an album that is, each piece of it is good, but as a whole, it's great too. Mm-hmm. So that's where it comes in for me, is that The Weeknd. Everybody go read the Variety interview with The Weeknd. Really gives a lot of context on this album that I cannot do justice. So it's great. Really good. Really perfect. Really good story where he's taking you through this part of his life, you know, entering into being in the world of fame and drug use and getting involved in, you know, the wrong crowd, the wrong things in life, and then seeking to overcome that. So it's wonderful. Really good.
Are you ready now?
Ah, yes.
All right.
What do we got here? What are we going to pick?
What I think the 8 we're going to have, I think you're going to have The Weeknd, and you're going to have Fiona Apple.
We have to, yeah.
She's just so high up in these predictions right now, and it's like, who knows this to be the case so much? I think this is Folklore. She's going to get a nomination.
Oh, yeah.
Dua Lipa, Future Nostalgic. I think this is going to be another crowning, like, hey, you know, you won a Grammy before for new artist. Thanks for sticking around and taking good content.
Right.
I think you're also going to have Hollywood is Bleeding.
Oh, I 100% agree. Yeah, that'll be up there.
And then possibly you might have some R&B or rap with, or hip hop, I should say, with, I'm going to throw in Please Excuse Me for Being Antisocial.
Yeah.
And I think, just for the sake of like adding diversity to the list, the Chicks for Gaslighter might come in. However, I would love a Luke Combs.
Yes.
What you see is what you get.
Yes.
That'd be great.
I would love Luke Combs to be in that spot.
And then finally, I think I'm going to... See, this is the thing. Do I have Harry Styles still not getting in? That's the big question.
I don't know.
Because they missed him last year, but he could totally get in this year again.
He might. I think mainly for him, I mean, probably more in the record or song category than that. I think Lady Gaga probably will round it out.
You think so? They're gonna go like, oh, you've been here before. Let's come.
No,
come back.
I think it's good. I think Chromatica is good. I've listened to it all the way through a couple of times, and it's good.
Watch them throw like BTS in there for
their album. That'd be cool.
But watch them also. They could do Lil Baby. They could do Doja Cat's Hot Pink. They could do Manic from Halsey. They could do Rare from Selena Gomez. They could give a nomination to Juice WRLD, Legends Never Die.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
Honestly, I think it might be good to throw Mac Miller in there. I mean, he's no longer with us right now, you know, obviously. But that might be a good thing to have that.
That or Brightest Blue did not get enough.
It didn't, no. And I'm surprised because it was good. I think it's a
Right.
deviation from what she normally does. But I don't know if it's award worthy. I think it's a good listen, but I don't know if it's award worthy. There are just other things that stand out more to me than that particular album. So, but The Weeknd's got to take this for me. Has to.
Consider it done, ladies and gentlemen. Then The Weeknd is taking this, and I think
He has to.
I would not be shocked if we got another sweep like we did last year with The Weeknd.
I wish.
Last year was Billie Eilish.
He's never done that before. But this album, well deserved. And, not even just for the album, the songs, the beat, all of that, the music videos are, a connected series of short films. And that, the vision, his vision just really comes to life in these. I think he's still releasing music videos for a lot of these songs now, so that's, overall, it takes it for me by far. Everything about it is just perfect. Really perfect.
I just yawned. You know what that means. It's time for bed.
Bedtime.
It's Manning's bedtime, everybody. He's a little boy. Thank you all again for watching the special edition of Gone with the Wind when it comes to the Grammys, and then we will also have a second part to this after the nominations have officially been announced, because I know we're going to be talking about that, because we're going to have thoughts, opinions, and why is Fiona Apple nominated. Generally, we'd like to know why if she's nominated. Please, people, explain to us.
Tell us what
Maybe
it is.
we're missing something.
Maybe we are.
Maybe we're missing something.
And I'm just going to throw this out there. I listened to this top to bottom, the entire album, to try to understand this. I gave it a fair shot. Okay, I didn't like it from first listen, but I gave it a fair shot, and I still don't get it. I need to know. And I want to know what is impactful or meaningful or iconic or whatever about this. I need to get it. So, somebody tell me. Explain.
Please. In the meantime, I will most likely be listening to Surfaces because they're not getting anything.
Yeah, there you go.
But no, I'll also be probably listening to Future Nostalgia because out of all these albums that are in the running, that might be my personal favorite because there are so many on there that I just can love to listen to. Because you look at Future Nostalgia and Folklore, very, very different albums in its entirety.
Night and day.
It's literally night and day.
Literally.
Because one's very much more let's get up and get going, everybody. Let's move into the grooving.
Yeah.
And then Folklore is not that.
No.
It's very much it's a big sigh.
It's contemplative.
After on a fall day, listening to the fog starting to rise up, and it's let's sit and think.
Yes.
Let's sit, talk, and feel our feelings.
Yeah, it's more poetic for sure than,
yes. So, again, thank you all for joining us on this special. We will again, I reiterate, have a second part once the nominations are announced on November 24th. Thank you all again for showing up. Thank you for not walking away. I know you knew how. Thank you all again for tuning in to this episode of Gone with the Wind. And I will see y'all next week. Have a great
Bye!
night.